他们钟声就是从这里发出来的。Thank you. It's alright, don't worry. Thank you. It's alright, don't worry. OK， 差不多了。
对啊，回去了。买了2件 T 恤。
哦，
那边有一家店，很多小东西啊。台湾老板开的。
哦。
来了10年，听口音就觉得像台湾腔。然后地图在这广场，那种小瓶子应该会有卖。
好。你有没有跟他留下一下地址啊？
他的地址哦。
嗯。
没有嘞。
可惜了。
对啊，还是他女儿付店。
太可惜了。
前面几十公尺。
这样子啊，好啊，去那留一下。
你要过去啊？今天要写那个海盗的那种有的没有的很可爱的东西。后来想啊，买实用一点，就买个 T 恤。但最热闹就是最后面这一区啊，这一区很热闹，很热闹。哎，书店 books。
现在是下午3点40分，在卡伦堡的镇上。
We were trying to find you guys. Did you guys?
We walked down to the square.
Oh, down where we stayed.
No, not that far. The first one.
Oh yeah.
Just the roundabout square.
Yeah.
And then kind of
So we moved this way. I got you.
So we have
Cool. We came up a little path over here. Cut over. But then we saw a little point.
where you have to.
Town Hall from 1539. They meet upstairs.
What is this meeting? He didn't say. So we went to I like the architecture.
Same size as the others. And this is the shield I spoke about. The church, the wall around, and the sea.
How many members does this?
There are 19 members today,
19.
and the mayor is a social democrat.
Are the public welcome to attend?
Yeah.
Where do they sit?
They sit down there, then this table is for the press, and then they can bring chairs up if it's an open meeting.
Yeah, they're typically not.
No, we have, when we have the agenda, you have two parts. You have a public agenda, and you have industrial companies.
We do.
They have to do it because of secrets. And if they have to speak about some of the employees, that's in the close part too.
Yeah, the difference is, at least where I come from, we have seating for at least 100 people, as opposed to 5. I was looking for the video camera.
Oh, it's so boring to attend.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Is the mayor a social democrat? Is the mayor a social democrat?
Yeah, yes he is. But we have elections in November this year, and we have to elect a new mayor from the start of next year. And Gitte Høgh Freibæk, the mayor today, stops. So we don't know who is going to be our new mayor.
Interesting.
There are several candidates.
How long are the terms?
4 years.
Long time.
Could you say again what's the population?
19,400.
You have 19 members for 19,000 people.
It's pretty. Next, do you rent this area out for our next roundtable?
Yeah, almost. Almost.
How about for Wednesday? Yeah, because this whole thing, we were having a roundtable, an international roundtable.
Yeah.
It's ironic.
Oh yes.
The town hall has a roundtable. Had we known.
I always wonder how do they clean the ashtrays?
Yeah.
That's one of the big questions in my life.
Maybe it spins really fast.
Yeah. Furniture architect called Paul Kjærholm.
Really? Paul Care?
Paul Kjærholm.
Paul Care.
Yeah. This is a restaurant, and this was the house we just went into. It was built by the bishop, but after the Reformation, it was given to the town, and from 1539 it was town hall. Just until 1854, when they built the town hall down there, the yellow one.
Mm-hmm. So this was all part of the bishop's?
Yeah, the bishop's court. Yeah. This is a very fine piece of garden architecture. This one, and it's called a parterre. But we don't call it the parterre. No. One New Year's Eve, many years ago, some funny guy had written a little sign and placed it here, and it said, "Rest in peace, my little Fido." So we call it the dog cemetery as a nickname.
As the dog man.
The building over there looks like its foundation has had some fun settling.
Oh yes. Oh yes. From 1840, later on in 1864, we lost the southern part of Jutland to the Germans. But after the first war in 1848 to 50, they made a sculpture to show us what a hero from that war looked like. And the sculptor had a friend called Lundby, who died in this war. He was a painter, born in this town, and he is one of the finest painters from the Golden Age, as we call that period in Denmark. And it was created to look like him, like Lundby, and that's why it's standing here. This one is one of the first models to this brave soldier. View to one of the peninsulas. I think if the weather is fine, you can almost look to the kingdom. Yeah.
Wow.
From the outside, it looks very, very big. From the inside, it's a very tiny church.
The outside, you can't keep your eyes around it, so you must go a little bit.
Yeah.
From inside, you can see it.
And as I told you, these four carriers. And we take a look at this piece here. It shows us the last view. And up here you have the last remaining part of the mural paintings in the church. In Catholic time, our churches were painted over with these mural paintings. because the people did not understand what the priest told them. It was in Latin, but they could look at the pictures. But we don't know who it is in what he is carrying in his hands. It's a very popular church for marriages. A lot of people are married in here, even if they are not a part of the parish.
Are any of the towers publicly accessible?
No. I think it's because of all the seamen, the fishermen in town. But it's a tradition in every Danish church, they have a ship. Yeah. And most of them are given by fishermen and sailors who have saved their life from drowning. So it's kind of gratitude from
The footprints. Yeah. You have to decide on
is out there. If you go down there and at the corner you turn right, we have this promenade.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very nice. You can feed the swan and so on. And over there behind the tree you have the oil refinery and you have the electric power station. And a little more to the left, you have Novo Nordisk, you have Duproc, this plaster plate factory.
Kalundborg.
Yeah, it's called Kalundborg Fjord.
And
Yeah.
what is it different?
That's the Baltic, right?
South in the Great Belt, you come to the Baltic. Oh, I don't think it has been windows. I think that it's decoration, and maybe to save bricks. This house here was the living house for the priests in the old days. In 1853, it was the first hospital in our town. 2 men in town bought it and made it into a hospital. You could go there if you could pay. The county took over after a few years and built a new hospital down at the tower, the old tower. That was the place of our next hospital from 1872, and in 1925 they built a brand new hospital north of the town. But the first hospital too. Crow birds saying "Rah, rah." In old days in Danish we called that bird a car. And Lund means a little forest or a group of trees, and borg means castle or borough. Borough, you know that.
Yeah.
So it means the castle built in the small woods where the crow birds live. It all makes sense. Exactly, lavender.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
It's prettier when it's blue.
Oh.
Oh, look at they actually cut the windows. Probably ever had to do that every 50 years or so.
This was this radio tower.
There they are. Two rifles.
This bridge was built in 1995 to connect the town with the old part of the castle. And the Queen, Our Majesty, Queen Margrethe II, just cut the band here. And the day after, in one of the major Danish newspapers, you could read how small things does the Queen open. They thought it was just too tiny for a Queen to open. Does she also open dog houses?
Let's see.
And now you are 7 years back in time. No. So if you could read Danish, but you can read the map. Shows the remains of the buildings. This is a basement over here. I'll show you. You can also see maybe the grass is too high, but this one has been a house for riding and stables.
Ah, yes.
But from 1170. Wow. I'll show you this old.
No Danish.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Sure.
They rediscovered this building complex just by incidents in 1907 at the same place when they were excavating Absalon's oldest part of Copenhagen. They found the brothers' oldest buildings in Kalundborg. They were going to build a house here, and when they digged out for the fundament, they found this, and they stopped all the building, and they started to dig it out, and they found out that it was quite sophisticated. They found the heating system. It was a hyperforce. You know what a hyperforce is? It's central heating. You might think that at that time over 800 years back, they made a fire on the floor. But this was fired in here, and the heat was spreading out to the rest of the building through channels.
Under the floor? Or
Yeah, under the floor and in channels.
So this is a Roman way? Is it
Yeah, yeah.
And so this is where the
This was maybe there was some kind of bakery here and basement and kitchen, and then living rooms on the top floor. This was the oldest part of Kalundborg I could show you, and I'll just lead you down to your place so you don't get lost in our big town.
So what about the days when before it was settled, before the 1170s? I mean, the people, what kind of, would there have been settlements in this area?
Yeah, small villages, and they were fishing and trying to make a living from that.
Is there any record of any, I don't know, any finds of, I don't know, fish hooks or arrows?
Oh yes, but we have a lot of findings back from the Stone Age.
Yeah, okay.
Thousands of years back, Stone Age and Bronze Age and Iron Age and what the periods are. We also have very fine collections at our museum. You can see the stone tools they made and fish hooks and bone and so on.
Because maybe there was some trading, with it being such a nice harbor, maybe someone would come in and trade on this.
Yeah, and I think you could sail further up into the country at that time. So it's hard to imagine how it looked exactly.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I'll show you the way.
Thank you.
Oh, you're playing with it. It's very nice.
We give him some money.
Yeah. You can start a collection.
Also at the stairs.
We better have an appetizer.
There was one, I suppose.
One of the advantages of arboretum is it produces less CO2 and less NOx as well, just as a fuel. The cost for us is more or less the same as it is now. When you use arboretum, there are some things you have to. It takes some knowledge to burn it, because there's a lot of sulfur in it, so you need an FTT plant if you do. And also in the ash there's a lot of nickel and vanadium. And you've seen that on some of the sketches from this symbiosis, that we from the ash the nickel and vanadium is extracted. The FTT has an efficiency about 99.5 actually, and that's quite high. And we produce a lot of gypsum. Yes. And you know all about the symbiosis. About the future. As I told you before, to start up, all the units will run, but they are not now. In the future, only Unit 5 will run. So it's last year it was decided to renew Unit 5. It's been there for about 22 years, and if we want to have it 20 years longer, we have to do something. So in year 2004, we will take the unit out for half a year and renew some of the parts that have to be renewed to keep it 20 years longer. Also, it will be equipped with a DeNOx plant, which will be required in Denmark in around latest, I think, 2010. So that's been decided. Also, next year, Unit 3 and 4 will be put out of commission as well, and only Unit 2 will live. And Unit 2 will be rebuilt here within the next year to produce all the steam and also the district heating, so that we can take Unit 5 out for a yearly overhaul and things like that. To deal with this situation that Unit 5 may be the only one at Aslan's Power Station, and suddenly it will drop out. We actually, in one of the, over here, we've built a steam boiler, which is producing steam by electricity, and actually a quite big one. So we will be able to start up Unit 5 and produce steam for that's a big one. It's around 90 megawatts. It's very expensive, of course, but we don't plan to draw out all the time.
So that's your backup?
So actually that's our backup. And if we have some large accident or leakage in the boiler, which we actually have today, then Unit 2 can get on.
I want to thank you for taking the extra step to show us your emergency backup procedures.
Sorry?
So our lights don't go out, and heat doesn't go out in the room. What about you had used some flue gas from the stock oil before.
Yes.
Are you still using that, or will you be using that?
No.
No.
Actually, Stella don't have that much fuel gas anymore. The fuel gas was in the stack here, in the bottom of the stack, there's two small steam boilers as well that we used to start up Unit 5. And the fuel gas were a few there. But we don't use it anymore. There's not enough fuel gas.
So really, to provide steam to others, you have to design that into the system. You're just designing a power plant. You're really not going to get the byproducts that you need to heat the town or some of the other industries.
Yes, you can do that if the plant is online all the time. This is more because sometimes it drops out, and it does. It's very
all the way over.
The idea is that in wintertime, it grows much better because they don't need energy in order to keep themselves warm. They have to. Got it.
The water is in contact with the pitch.
Io ancora le domande dove vivono tutti quelli che lavorano
Okay, let's get one more. Okay. All four.
questo rottori ci sono ogni 28 km, insomma ti trovi una serie di 3-4 rottori.
Oh, there's a train station over here.
Yeah, the church, right?
What's that near the church? That's,
What kind of background?
See, with mine it makes a click.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, so does mine. Electronic click.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm digital.
We would have come here probably
This is
first.
like a shot.
Wait a second, there's wastewater treatment. That's right, we were walking that way.
Oh, I can see a church.
Yeah.
You also get a lot of water from drainage. Not from the villages, there's a big drainage system. It's actually a lot of water there. And also all the rainwater. And then the building is just right there is the FTG for desalinization.
Is it flue gas desulfurization? Which one is that?
The one just behind the stack in the middle here. Yes.
The one behind this big stack, this gray building? What about this one?
That's the administration building. And it's a workshop in the back.
这是一间在盖电厂之前就已经有的房子。他说邮册平康来的时候还可以住在这边，然后卖一些吃的东西啊、纪念品、冰淇淋啊等等。
We just started a plant where we take straw. So that's the aroma. It's basically dirt.
Yeah.
Did you see the New York Times article? Probably the power of cell phones.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, how technologically advanced are we when we have to do that?
Yeah. Well, I just had a question from Rika. She said she was the one who asked the question. She asked the question about straw biomass. Yeah. She said this is very provoked right now. I mean, this is nothing.
Well, that's what she was speaking exactly the same thing that Ed was saying. This story is and for some ways you can see why.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when they've got what turbines out here, and sustainable towns growing up, so obviously
our country.
Well, it's like
Kalundborg
we've already got
是在北
this
边。
asset here. And
Yeah.
this is built in a time when we really weren't thinking about all these things.
Right, this way.
So you don't just shut it down.
Yeah.
You shut it down, you shut down, whatever.
The town.
A tenth of the power of the island, probably. So you work with what you got.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, the one who didn't. No, not me.
Okay, it's probably on the bar.
That was a good choice too because it was open stairs.
So we are, yes, a little bit in a hurry. Go to the toilet.
Yes. Yes.
Til høyre, ja. And further down here you will have mechanical workshops, warehouse, those kind of facilities. We are processing about 5.5 million tons crude and condensate, which is a lighter part of the oil crude, a year. And half of the refinery is especially designed for distilling of the condensate coming from the Norwegian sector of the North Sea. So these are the mechanical workshops, warehouses. You see a lot of pipes. A refinery is really a bunch of tanks and pipes and some distilling columns, which you will see a little bit later on. Those spheres over there to the right coming up, saying 1380, 1341 and 1339. These are butane and propane spheres, containing liquefied gas. To the right over there you see a very new crude oil tank, the biggest tank in Denmark, containing 80,000 cubic meters of crude. And we are extending the other ones to lift them up to make them contain a bit more. To the left here you see loading pumps for product export. You might have seen the pier or the dock where the tankers are in, a good kilometer down here. So these are the pumps for putting that through. Further down here, you can't really see it, is our water treatment basins based on biological water treatment. To the left here you will see that is really the gasoline blending part of the refinery, and a lot of analyzers and that kind of equipment and different pumps, etc. Gasoline is really something one blends before the one over there, which is the downhill skiing area, which is an API separator, separating oil and water before the water continues into the treatment plant. The other things here are crude tanks to the right. Any questions so far? That I couldn't tell. It is big, yes, and it has been extended over the last year because we made the Kalundborg fjord 1.5 meters deeper than it used to be, and the Kalundborg municipality built this new pier, so we were able to take the bigger tankers full into the harbor. Before they had to be half full. The depth of the fjord now in where the ship runs is about 15 meters. Good question. About 50% of the products are marketed in Denmark, south of Sweden, and the rest is exported further away. The main markets are Denmark, Sweden, Poland, the Baltic states, UK, France, and the heavy fuel oil goes to Italy mainly. We are now facing the very old part of the refinery that Paul Getty built in 1961, and it is crude distillation over there, a vacuum distilling tower over there, and gas distillation over to the left. It's running very efficiently, and oh, we might have a problem here. I think I have to ask if we can pass over it.
He didn't say no.
Think we can? We'll try. Hopefully it goes. So this is a typical refinery with a lot of columns, air heaters. We very much like to close in and change those air heaters into water heaters, and hopefully one day be able to supply heated water onto the domestic system here. But that has something to do with tax, etc. So far we haven't been able to do it.
Do you have a flue gas separation unit?
We have a
Flue gas separation unit.
flue gas. Oh yes, we will come to that later on. Yeah. No, this is very much like what it used to be. Well, there's some new parts, etc., but it looks very much like. The very ugly one there is decommissioned, and that's going to be torn down. That is an old naphtha splitter that is going to be decommissioned. Okay, but you're advanced. So gas distillation is over here, and soda washing towers, etc. And from time to time you can smell a little smell, not too much smell in the refinery at all, but a little bit here, which would be the mercaptanes, the sulfur that is extracted from the system. Very little compared to Middle East. And the condensate there is almost nil. We are 300 employees at the refinery, of those 120 at shift work, and we all the time will have in average 100 contractors inside the area. The old control room coming up, which is now used for mainly training purposes. You see a thermal cracker and a vis breaker unit over to the right. You can also see the furnaces that really heats the crude up to a temperature of about 350-60 degrees before it enters the towers. And the new control center is over here, half right. It was built at the same time as we built the new condensate plant, which is the one you see over to the left. And it was opened in 1995 of Prince Joachim of Denmark. And it's one of the few control centers with windows, as you can see here. But the safety is taken care of, even though there are windows. Så där kan vi köra där. So since Statoil discovered fields containing a lot of gas and condensate, it was decided to build this condensate plant, which is the one to the right here now. And it was put in production in 1995. And you can see there is construction work going on here, and this is a new extension of about $500 million danske kroner, which is intended for producing diesel without sulfur. And we expect the EU market to require that kind of diesel in the year of 2005. So we want to be one of the earliest refineries being able to supply that quality. We don't bring in any gas from the oil fields into the, it's just condensate and crude, yes. But the production process generates a lot of gas, you know, from the crude and the condensate. Well, the gas is used as fuel inside our own heaters. Oh, sorry, yeah. Well, the gas from the North Sea is supplying some 25% of the total gas market of continent Europe. There are 6 up to 40-inch pipes from Norway to Germany, Belgium and France. So gas production is a very big part of the Statoil business. Yeah, we are still at the condensate refinery. Here is the desulfurization taking place. And a very interesting extension comes up here. Behind these, you see the new stack there. Over there is a new plant, which is kind of an interesting invention, we think. It's the first fertilizer plant, I would think, in any refinery. And we convert our sulfur into what's called ammonia thiosulfate, which is a liquid fertilizer. And that was taken directly from laboratory scale into the scale you can see here. And it started up exactly a year ago. And that has really converted sulfur, being kind of a waste problem, into a business opportunity. So we are very proud of that. And last year we competed for the CEO of Statoil's HSE prize, and we became a finalist on just that extension we made here. And you can see it's a matter of also using ammonia in that process, and the big ammonia tank is situated over there. Used to use for yeah, that's right. Yeah. Far away over there you can see the farmhouse that really used to own this area, and we are using that for kind of a social activities, etc. nowadays. Gasoline tanks, you can see with a flexible ceiling or roof. We have over to the right here. And very soon up comes the flare stack and the firewater pumps. I said it was the biggest refinery in Denmark, but to be honest, compared to some US refineries and even Dutch refineries, it's quite a small refinery. Our Dutch friend here might also know that the Pernis refinery in Rotterdam, which is really one of the big ones, is partly owned now by Statoil, having a share around 12%, I think. And in the same way, Shell is holding a share of 20% in the biggest refinery Statoil has got, which is situated at the west coast of Norway, north of Bergen. Right in the front we have a substation, we call it, a power supply station. We have several of those around in the area.
If something go wrong there, it's a big national disaster.
Talking about the symbiosis, you have heard from Jørgen today what it all started with. At the moment we are delivering cooling water and treated wastewater to Asnesverket, where I just came from, and we also get steam from the power plant. And we also used to supply fuel gas to Gyproc and to some extent to the power plant, but that is not running at the moment. But the pipes are there, etc. So if needed, we can start up again. And we also deliver some sludge to the soil remediation plant, situated a kilometer up here. We also have got our own sludge farm, so we handle most of it at our own premise. No, we don't. You have no Coke production. Not even Diet Coke. So we are almost through. In the yellow building there that is the center for the Siri, the offshore oil production unit, and you can see the communication, what do you call it, satellite, yes, over there. The refinery is mainly run by local people or Danish, as you will know. Don't know if you can hear it from my dialect, but I am a Norwegian expatriate here, and I didn't really present myself. My name is Bjørn Benson, and I am in charge of HSE and human resources, being an expatriate from corporate Statoil in Norway. I've been here almost 3 years, and I would like to be here for a long time. So I took you a quick tour. I know that there are still some topics on the program for the afternoon, so any more questions? Hope you have been able to have some kind of, what do you call it? By the way, I liked very much your introduction. I mean, giving us, not having English as a mother tongue, a very good start. So I felt very comfortable by that introduction, and I think that's the very first conference or symposium, whatever I have been to, where that has been said in the start. So I compliment you for that. Good. Okay? Thank you.
As a bonus from this visit, I will pass you a key ring.